Well, Moses is here with sports. Now the Lloyd Comp Barons finding themselves in some familiar territory.
Yeah, you know what? After dropping a decision 24-17 to their rivals a week ago, the Purple and Gold will once again look to get back to 500 tonight against the Wainwright Commandos. Matt Schumont has more.
It's been a season full of ups and downs for the Barons, alternating wins and losses throughout the year. The Comp are hoping with everybody starting to get back at 100%, they can finally string together a winning streak.
We're getting healthy at the right time of year too. We got John Block back, Tom Isaac's back after his injury, so hopefully we're getting back to good health at the right time of year and can put things together for a playoff run here.
I think we're going into it with the wrong mentality. I think we're just going in oh yeah, we're going to win this, and I don't know, we just don't really bring to the table what we could, essentially. It's just, I don't know, I don't think there's enough effort on the team.
With 2 games remaining, the Barons do have a slim chance of finishing first in the South Division, but would need some help. However, the Barons aren't looking that far down the road and have set a goal to finish the season strong.
We got hopes of still getting that first place in that first round bye, but you know what? We got to take care of what we can do and then cross our fingers for the rest of it. So we got one goal still, and that's to win our last 2 football games and go from there.
It's going to be hard smash mouth football. It's what it's got to be. It's got to be physical. It's got to be tough. It's going to be fast paced, especially against Holy. It's going to be, well, in our field anyway, I guess. You have to bring it to them.
The Barons will hit the road this evening for a tilt against the Wainwright Commandos, and after falling behind the 500 mark yet again last week, they hope to once again get back to even terms.
I just said to our other coaches that it's the same story every second week, get back to 500. But you know what, Wainwright's going to have a lot of confidence. They got that first win against Bonnyville last week. They put on a good show and eked one out, so hopefully our guys come out ready. We get up early and hopefully we can get some guys in the ball game.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
All right, to volleyball now. The Lakeland Rustlers men's team hope to improve from their 5-17 record a year ago, so much so that no starting spot is safe.
The new guys we brought in, I think, though, are kind of a good crop of recruits, so they're already pushing those returners for some spots, and that's why we brought them in.
A clear message sent from head coach Taylor Dyer ahead of the season.
I'm going to put the best players on the floor that's going to help us be successful, and and the guys know that. We're straight up with that, and they got to work hard and they got to bust their butts to get that starting spot.
6 returning players and a dozen rookies make up the squad this year, putting pressure on some of the elder statesmen.
Our scrimmages are a lot tougher from the rookie line, the B line, and it really helps us. I think we're going to be coming out a lot stronger this year, that's for sure.
Just a small sample size of things to come, according to Coach Dyer, fully aware that in a long run, making the playoffs hinges on playing at a high level on every single serve.
We haven't had this kind of depth before where they play a B side that is going to really put pressure on them. And then again, that assimilates our league and that we need to be as good as we possibly can day in, day out.
Playoffs are attainable, but questions remain on who will start at center. The battle is still up for grabs. Winnipeg's Derek Jansen looks to make an impression.
I'm trying to make myself the best player I can be every day. I come here and work my best, work my hardest. So work on my set location every day and just try my best to put the ball right on the money.
Jumping right in at this level at that position is going to be real tough. But you know what, Derek, for example, we brought him in. He's very, very athletic. And I think that he's going to be pretty good for us. And again, who knows who's going to be at that starting spot, but I know he's gunning for it, and he's going to put the work in to make sure he can get there.
The Rustlers will have a few tune-up games before kicking off the ACAC season on October 18th at home against Nate.
Just 2 games in the AJHL tonight. The Bonnyville Pontiacs taking on the Grand Prairie Storm. The Ponts are in a tie for 6th in the North with Grand Prairie. Puck drop is set for 7:30. Good dial into Cool FM. Of course, big news for former Pontiac forward Justin Fontaine making his NHL debut tonight for the Minnesota Wild. And on day 1 of the President's Cup in Muirfield Village, Weyburns Graham Dillette and Jason Day helped Team International defeat Hunter Mahon and Brent Snedeker of the United States. Of course, International up after day 1. Well, that's your first look at sports. Gerard is up next with weather. All right, the Holy Rosary Raiders defense has a steep test at Raider Bowl tomorrow as the high-flying Cold Lake Royals head to the border city. Now, looked upon to lead the charge is linebacker Brayton Gallery for the Raiders. Matt Schumont has more in this week's Superstar Next Door.
Brayton Gallery always looked up to his dad. Watching football with him every Sunday, he decided to try the sport when he was old enough to play.
Ever since I was a kid, he always watched NFL and stuff, and I'd go and I'd sit with him and watch it and stuff. And yeah, and then when I was old enough to play football in grade 4, he just like encouraged me to get into it, and so.
In his grade 11 year, Gallery was named one of the team captains, but it's just not his leadership that earned him that role.
Just try to play smart all the time, read and react. You just play hard, always playing hard to the whistle. You just hustle your butt off as much as you can.
He's a good guy to have around. He asks a lot of questions. He works hard in practice, and he makes a mistake, he does it at full speed, so you can't argue with that.
Idolizing Steelers Troy Polamalu for his ability to take over any game, Gallery has done the same as he leads the Wheatland Football League with 40 tackles.
You're proud of yourself and stuff, but it's not really about the stats. It's more about playing with the team. Like, it's cool, it's nice, but it's just we're the best defense in the league. That's what I want to focus on.
Last year's a grade 10. He plays as a defensive back, and sort of at times had that deer in the headlights sort of thing going on. But he spent some time in camps, and he spent some time trying to understand the game, and moved to linebacker this year just because of experience and his size and his mobility, and it's proven to be pretty good for him.
Gallery has set some long-term goals out for himself and says one day he would like to play football at the college level.
I'd like to go to school for football. Like, have to see where the road takes you, but like it would be a cool experience, a lot of fun.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.